Hello, and welcome to episode 26 of the podcast for the recently diagnosed. I am your host and the only guest on the show pretty much ever, Rob Britt, and a few updates. It's been a little while since I've posted a video. It's been a busy couple months in my life. I think last time I talked about getting the prescription for the Cala device, Cala kIQ, which was a device that's strapped to my wrist and sent electrical impulses similar to a TENS device, if you're familiar with the TENS device, which is for muscle relaxant or something, I don't know. Anyway, it sent a pulsating signal to my brain and attached on my wrist, sort of like a watch. And that was a prescription device from my doctor, my movement specialist, and didn't seem to do too much to me. So, I gave up on that after a few months of wearing it because it just didn't seem to be making any difference. Around that same time, or slightly after, I heard about the Beech Band, Beech Band, which is another device which is like a watch, and I have it on right now actually. And this doesn't send electrical pulses, so there's no like little shock or anything going on. It's just a vibration. So it kind of feels like when you get a message on your phone and you feel those couple little vibrations that your phone does. That's what this does. And it is, it charges up, and once a day I wear it for about 3 or 4 hours, however long the charge lasts, and it just sends a constant pulsing vibration into my system, which I'm not really sure what the science is behind it, to be honest with you. I heard something along the lines of it takes you back to when you were in the womb, that you're feeling like your mother's heartbeat, so it's comforting and distracts your brain from the signals that it is confused about that result in the shakes from Parkinson's. And I've been wearing this for probably 3 months now, and it's been amazing. It really has made a huge difference in my life. I'll also title this episode Breakfast with Rob, and I have a cup of coffee, which now, of course, because I'm on camera, I'm a little bit more shaky than normal. But generally, I can drink a cup of coffee now without spilling it all over myself, even one-handed. So, cheers to that. Now you can see that I'm not shaking too much. I can see the surface of the coffee, and maybe you can too a little bit. And it's moving around a little, but the thing is that I couldn't do this before. And even with my bad hand, still not too bad. As I look at it, it starts shaking more, but that's okay, because hey, it's life with Parkinson's, right? And as they say, F Parkinson's. I'll just leave it at that. And I guess my life has been going pretty well. A couple other interesting, to me, exciting things. I just had my biannual checkup with my movement specialist yesterday, and she said she didn't see any signs of progress on the disease. So hey, I'll take that as a huge win, honestly. It's been, surprisingly, this time has just flown by. It's amazing. It's been a little over 3 years since I received my initial confirmation diagnosis of having Parkinson's. I was diagnosed March of 2023, and it's April of 2026 now, and my symptoms have progressed some. When I first noticed things, which was way before the diagnosis, I just had shaking in my left hand, and it was pretty minor. Really, if I didn't point it out to somebody, they probably wouldn't even notice. But I, at that time, probably 6 years ago or so, I had sat down with my adult children and said, hey, just in case you notice this, something's going on. I don't know what it is. I don't think you should worry too much. I told them that probably it was essential tremor. I didn't know for sure, but that they shouldn't be too concerned. Of course, when I got the official diagnosis of Parkinson's, I let them know that as well. But I really, really attribute my slow progression to the amount of exercise that I do. And when I'm in, I'm all in on pretty much anything I do. When I used to play in the band, I was all about the music and I was all about practicing. I didn't start playing music until I was in my mid-50s, and then I was in a band for a while until Parkinson's kind of took my hand control away, a lot of the muscle stiffness and stuff. But getting back to the point was I was all in. I mean, I have 7 or 8 bass guitars, and I was practicing every day for a half an hour, day in, day out. Now I've taken that half an hour and I do 30 minutes of cardiovascular exercise every day. And I can say over the past 3 or 4 years, I've probably missed maybe 30 days, which is, if you think about percentages, very small percentage. And most of those days have been days when I've been traveling and really unable to get to any sort of exercise. Even when I checked into a hotel, I was down checking out the fitness room, made sure I hit that every day. I also do yoga a couple times a week, and I surf now, so that's kind of a new development for me. And I do resistance training, so I go to the gym and lift weights 3 days a week as well. So I really think that's key, and I think that the reason that probably I had Parkinson's much longer than I think. I probably was what they call early onset Parkinson's, but because I've always been pretty active and I've always been going to the gym and doing cardio, not to the extent I do now, but I mean, I was going 3 times a week and doing cardio 3 times a week. If you hear noise, my dog is getting crazy for squirrels right now, but yeah, she's fine. Anyhow, my doctor said that she didn't see any signs of progression since my last checkup, and that's 6 months, so double thumbs up on that one, even a little slightly shaky thumbs up, but fine. The other thing that she talked to me about was there are trials for stem cell research where they're injecting stem cells into your brain to regenerate your dopamine production centers, and she is looking into whether I will be eligible for that, and I'm super excited about that. There was a lot of stem cell research years ago on Parkinson's, and they ran into issues with the stem cells kind of getting out of control, and tumors started developing in people's brains, and they shut the trials down immediately when that stuff happened. But now it seems like they've gotten past that. There's been incredible advancements in science. So, maybe my next episode might be me talking about stem cell research and getting involved in another clinical trial. So that's today's update, and thanks for watching. If you get anything out of these videos, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Comments are greatly appreciated, so if you feel so inclined, please do that. Have a great day.